Biren, we're here at DTECH. Oh, everyone's talking about DER. They're talking about we all need to work better together. You need to connect everything. What's going on today?
Yeah, no, if you think about it, it's really about, we're talking about energy transition for a while now, right? But I think there's a strong recognition, and I see at the moment a strong action being taken by utilities, but also regulators, strong recognition by regulators that the energy transition can only be successful by leveraging digitalization. And specifically, if you look at our Green Deal in Europe or FERC regulations in US, it prescribes the use of digital technologies like digital twin for across the energy system. And I mean energy system, it's just not the electric, but also bringing the hydrogen in the equation and cross-sector coupling and everything together, right? So I think the digital twin as a concept, which we've been hearing for years now, but with AI, we already see now the time has come, or that inflection point has come, where we can actually leverage the digital twin and make it reality, what we've been talking for years.
So let me play devil's advocate for a second, because as you say, like energy transition, we've been talking about digitalization for years, and people will say, sure, you know, there's nothing new. What's new in because you talk about a digital twin. What's new with digitalization? Is it the pace of digitalization? Is it AI?
I think it's multiple things. It's multiple things. One is there's an inflection point in realization by regulators. There's an inflection and realization and acceptance in the utilities. And I think COVID has helped actually people to really leverage and really see the value that digital technologies can bring in and the things that we can do remotely, which we never thought about in the past, right? Particularly in the regulatory setup we are in the utility business. And I think the maturity of AI. What you saw with ChatGPT last year is just a starting point. I mean, this has been going on for a couple of years, but now we see that everybody sees the ChatGPT. It's like iPhone moment, where everybody starts using the phone. So I think that the maturity of technology, the regulatory realization, and all of us kind of realizing that yes, these things work, that's the point where I think now people have started using it.
Now, I'm a big fan of digital twins, but I suppose, again, I'll challenge you in terms of, so look at the utilities. They have lots of OT, they have lots of data. Sometimes the data is not great quality and whatever. To build a digital twin, you need to connect everything, you need to have good data, you need to add AI. How's that playing out?
And I think maybe before I answer that question, let me just kind of put together my point of view or IBM's point of view on what digital twin is, right? Digital twin is not about nice, fancy user experience or nice,
3D models and animation.
Yeah, it's really about connecting data and creating a digital representation of data across the system, and the digital representation of processes across the system. So it's data and process, and digital, and connecting the dots. Now, the technologies like knowledge graph and other technologies in Gen AI portfolio helps us now to really look at data how, in the siloed forms. And if you look at this floor here, you've got more than 5 large OEMs, like Schneider, GE, Siemens of the world. And if you look at a utility, any large utility player, in their OT environment, you'll see all of that.
They have a bit of everything.
And they are all silos. But I think leveraging data and the knowledge graph technology helps us to now connect these data points which are existing in these different systems, whether it's the SCADA, there's ADMS or EMS. In fact, we see now, even in the large T&D companies, they're trying to even bring the EMS and ADMS together, right, as a workflow. So I think that's the technology is helping us to connect the dots. And when we talk about digital twin, really it's about 3 things, right? It's about design, it's about operating, and it's about engaging. And looking at the entire life cycle. So that's where I think the process has started. I see in next couple of years, we'll be able to scale this. And 2 or 3 years down the line when we come here, I think most of the systems will be connected with each other or will have.
Now, we were chatting earlier and you mentioned about the digital twin, the 3 phases, and the engagement bit. Because what I've heard a lot here is about the digital twin isn't just for the utility and the operations and the simulation and the planning and the whatever. You also need to engage your customers with this. How can a digital twin engage a customer?
Yeah, I mean, we've been working with some clients, let's say in Australia, one of the large player in Australia, Western Power, where we're building a digital twin with them or for T&D operations.
Right.
And specific use case. I mean, again, building a digital twin is a journey. You need to do multiple use cases, use case by use case. But I think if you look at an engage phase, what we're doing with them is a new connection process. The new connection process, whether it's a large industrial customer or a consumer or prosumer in that sense, right, with photovoltaic or even storage capability, any new consumer request will require 6 to 8 weeks for even a good case scenario to get your request approved and you get your connection. Now, it looks simple for us. We said, okay, I put a request and why are you taking 8 weeks? But if you look at back office and in the utilities, it's multiple steps of activities they need to perform. They need to look at the overall load system, look at the load balancing, how much load I can apply, the simulation of it, and appellate cables, and then regulatory approvals and all kind of things. Now those are processes which can be, and which we are doing now, is by leveraging AI and Gen AI specifically, are able to cut down the time frame to do that activity, to quickly do the simulation, to quickly do the forecast, and come up with this, and cutting down that bureaucracy, if you like, from 8 weeks to, let's say, 3 weeks. And that's a substantial way where you can speed up your whole engagement process.
So the consumer has a much better experience, shorter time, a bit more, and it's not reliability, but a bit more predictability.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, this is just an example. We also have similar thing in outages, where you engage the customer on your outage responses. You just name it. And field services, another big topic where we leverage Gen AI, make sure that all the user experience, user manuals, and all the data that exists in the system is available to the technician in the field before he goes or while he goes there. He doesn't have to come back and to say, okay,
search for everything.
Yeah. So that's kind of thing we are already seeing it, and yeah, I think a lot of utilities are on the journey, and very optimistic about the way we can actually achieve this journey with.
Chatting with some of your colleagues this morning, and we've been talking about the pace of change, and it's been very quick in the past 6 months. But it's like we're still only getting started. Yeah, we're just getting started, but the starting has happened. I think we've been talking this for years now, but I think this has been a year where we see the momentum. Yeah, there's a strong momentum. Good stuff. Interesting times ahead. It is. Looking forward. Thank you very much.